And welcome back to the Business Spotlight. I'm Patrick Dewar, my guest today, Carl Kunhardt. He's one of the principals of, our partners, I should say, of Quest Capital Management, Inc. And I want to get right into really what you're doing for your clients.
Our clients, Pat, are first and foremost successful people. They're busy people. They're good at what they do, and they like making smart choices in every endeavor that they go to, and that's why they come to us. They want to make better choices with their money, better choices with the things that require finances, and essentially our mission is to help them navigate through life's challenges. We do this through a process we call wealth management. Now, it's important to understand what wealth management is and what wealth management isn't. And wealth management is trying to identify that picture on the top of the box. And by that I mean when you're building a puzzle, oftentimes when you ask people what's the most important piece, and they'll always tell you one of the ends or a corner. It's really the picture on top of the box is understanding what that is. And that's what wealth management is helping define what the goals are, helping define what the objectives are, which you often don't know yourself and never really thought through. It's helping you accumulate and preserve your wealth. It's cash management, it's tax planning, it's estate planning, investments planning, absolutely. But it's also finding ways to make a difference afterwards. And we do this through a process we call the Plan for Life process. In the Plan for Life process, through a series of meetings, we help a client understand and define what their goals and objectives are. And obviously we gather all the data and we prepare a financial analysis, essentially painting the picture of where they are today. Once we know where they are today and we've already defined where they want to be through their goals and objectives, it's a matter of then building the roadmap, if you will, to get to that quest from where you are to where you are right now. And hopefully we'll create a problem at that point, that when we get to the point where you are right now, the question that we'll ask is, now what?
Right.
How do you want to make a difference? And that came about in that we previously thought that our role was to get people to financial independence. What we have found out, oddly enough, by being told by our clients when we thought we were done, is that no, that now's when we need you more than ever. And it's that time that, okay, we've reached that point of, we don't like to use the word retirement, but financial independence, and now they're going to have to live off their assets. And how are they going to do that efficiently? We don't know when the end point is, because none of us know when the good Lord's going to call us. And we have to be good shepherds to the wealth that He's entrusted us with to get us all the way through what we jokingly call the back nine. One of the things that we do within that process is provide a lot of education. And frankly, one of the things that society does not do well is prepare us to manage our finances. So we view our role as advisors as providing the education, because the only way that you're going to make good choices about your money is if you have that knowledge. It's not because you're not intelligent, it's simply you don't have the knowledge base to be able to make those decisions. So we see as our role as advisors is to provide you with that knowledge so that you can make sound decisions. And then you have to be accountable. You have to do what you're going to say, or you have to say what you're going to do, and then you have to do what you said you were going to do. You have to be transparent about it, you have to be accountable, you got to deliver, and you got to deliver proactively, because as a professional, the client is looking at you to keep that financial plan moving forward, because financial plan's a journey, it's not a destination.
Do you work with families, or do you work with companies, or both?
That's a great question. We work primarily with families. We had an opportunity several years ago to work with a couple of institutional clients, some foundations, and that would have changed the entire character of the firm. And Woody, in hindsight, very well thought out, said, no, we're going to continue to do what our core competencies are and what we're good at. So we have stayed with families. We do work with companies in that many of our families are small business owners.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And when they have become so pleased with their services, our services in the personal area, we're often called to help them in succession planning, in preparing their business for the sale, in putting appropriate benefits for the employees, retirement plans. We don't actively go after the businesses. We prefer to work with families. That's kind of where our passion is.
I know as we go into the next segment, I hope that we'll talk a little bit on as much as is kind of allowed in this industry of the new. There's a lot of new estate kind of issues that this generation and the people that you're working with are going to be facing.
There's a lot of changes coming up here in just about 5 or 6 weeks, and unfortunately, there aren't a lot of good answers.
I understand. You know, it is what it is. But this is the Business Spotlight, and my guest, Carl Kunhardt, Quest Capital Management, Inc. He's one of the partners in the company, and I know that we're getting some real keys, some real good ideas of things that you need to be thinking about. Especially the boomer group, which would be people that are my age or above predominantly, and they need to be concentrating their questions for the future on what to do now and what to do in the future. This is Pat Dewar, the Business Spotlight. We've got more to come. We'll be right back.